Time now for our next guest.
Australian Idol has produced a terrific amount of homegrown musical talent. But in the States, after 11 seasons, American Idol continues to be a cultural sensation. Hell, even J-Lo is popular again. The viewing audience for the last finale alone was almost the same as Australia's population. And the biggest success story has been Season 4 winner Carrie Underwood.
I will make a prediction. Not only will you win this show, you will sell more records than any other previous Idol winner.
Since 2005, Carrie has released 4 albums selling 14 million copies, won 5 Grammys and scored 14 US #1s. And now she's about to tour here for the very first time.
Please welcome Carrie Underwood. Trip down under. Is it true that before Idol you hadn't been on a plane?
Yeah, I tried out for Idol when I was 21. I turned 22 on the show, and that was my first plane ride out to LA.
And now you haven't stopped flying.
Yeah, I know. It was a long trip. We came from London, and I follow the Queen Wedgie story. I don't know how I feel about that.
I saw you laughing over there.
Now, talking about Idol, we saw the clip there of Simon Cowell predicting that you would be the biggest Idol star ever. That turned out to be true, but at the time, did you believe him? Did you think he was just talking things up the way he normally does?
Well, he was always actually a really big supporter of mine, which was surprising because I know he wasn't necessarily a giant fan of country music. He had my back, and he said that pretty early in the competition, and all I could think was, oh my gosh, all the other contestants are gonna hate me. Like, how do I go back to like our apartments and they're gonna hate me, they're gonna be gunning for me, but it was okay.
Now, talking about country, you are from the country, you're rural, and I'm also rural, and there's often a lot of misconceptions about rural people.
Right, well...
Has there been misconceptions about you, do you think?
Well, I mean, I grew up on a farm,
yeah.
But to most people, they pictured me, like, you know, with a twig of hay in my mouth. I'm milking cows, and we have chickens, and I'm like, no, we just had cows. It wasn't like I was... I don't know. It wasn't as rural, I guess.
You had cows, but you didn't milk them.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Someone else did.
Not one.
No,
you never milked a cow. Not one.
I have once. It was on like a Girl Scout outing. We went to a farm, and I milked a cow.
But you're an Oklahoma girl. You're an Oklahoma girl, right?
Yeah.
What was your father like when you first started bringing boys home?
Well, in the beginning, I couldn't date till I was 16. And in the beginning, when I turned 16...
Was that his rule or yours?
That was his. A terrible rule for someone to make for themselves. No, he was like, okay, you know, you're 16. Every guy has to come in. I have to meet him before he takes you out. Okay, that's fine. Of course, I didn't get a date till I was like almost 17, right? So no one asked me. It was painful, savage.
I bet they're all regretting that now.
But my first guy comes over, you know, comes in. I'm like so excited. I walk into the living room, and my dad's cleaning shotguns. And I was like,
now that's the stereotype.
Dad, no, I know, right? Country living. I was like, Dad, no. He's like, what? I'm going hunting in a couple weeks. So I start yelling for Mom, and Mom made him put away the
But in Oklahoma, was that really so out of the ordinary? Maybe your date that came home said, yeah, just like my dad. Yeah.
Maybe we might have had more in common. My first date did not go well.
Oh.
It was bad.
What happened?
It was just, I didn't know what to do. I was bored. I was like, this is it? I've been waiting for 16 years for this?
Yeah, you got so bored you just started cleaning your shotgun.
He was so scared from the shotgun.
I had to wait 22 for my first one. So.
Really?
I'll take the pity.
You are happily married, though, to Mike. He's a pro ice hockey player. How does that work for you guys both being in such sort of public professions? How do you even get time together, you know?
Well, we're both really independent people, so we're okay being apart. It doesn't bother, you know. If you go a certain amount of time, then it's like, oh man, I kind of miss you, you know. But we're really okay without each other. We're great together. We're great apart. We both have our things, and he appreciates that I do my thing, and I appreciate that he has his.
He's a pro hockey player, so they're tough. They're very, very tough. I mean, he would eat bears alive, I believe. Yeah. But you're a vegan, so dinner time must be interesting, I imagine, is it?
It kind of forces us, which I really like, to make it like a team effort. effort. And I love having both of us in the kitchen, and I don't know what to do with meat. I don't know how to cook it. I will put him in the hospital if I try to. I'm not gonna lie, it would be bad.
Does he eat tofu?
Occasionally, if he doesn't want to make something, and I'll offer to make something I'm making myself, and he'll eat some chicken or a hamburger.
Now, tell us a little bit about your tour. What we can expect.
Well, I'm here in Australia for a few more shows. A little over a week left. We just have fun. We get on stage. I love singing. I consider myself a vocalist above all else, and that's what we pay attention. You know, we work really hard at making the music really great. So we just want everybody to come out and have a good time. That's it. We don't ask much. Come out.
And your fans are called Care Bears, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. So Lady Gaga's got her little monsters, and you've got your Care Bears.
Right. There's going to be a brawl. No, I'm joking. Who would win? Care Bears love. Share Bear.
Yeah, love is a terrible strategy in a fight.
Get your butt kicked. Yeah.
Well, you're blown away tour. Still tickets available. Can't wait to go see it. Thank you so much for being here. If you want details, go to our website. Would you please put your hands together for Carrie Underwood?
Tomorrow.